Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Software Engineer K here, and today we're going to be going through a little bit of a look into another upcoming expo that we have. So we had the Comic-Con recently. This upcoming expo is the licensing expo, and I have touched a little bit about this before, but it is coming up in about less than a month. So I think now's a good time just to quickly just review over exactly what it is, how you guys can get involved. I did also just want to go through a little bit on another kind of big player in the NFT space as well, and just what his thoughts are on VeVe and kind of what he could possibly bring as well. And lastly, what I did also want to touch on is the price of OMI for today, since that has been a little bit of interesting movement. I did also just want to kind of touch a little bit on, one of the contributing factors to that price movement as well, and just how you guys can kind of prepare for it. So firstly, we had on Taps Traders channel, we had a AMA today with myself, Daniel Lee, and Wannabe Champ, along with Taps Trade, but essentially it was just a lot of the questions that we had coming in from the community. We just addressed as many of them as we could, and we kind of also just had a few fun questions in there as well. So do check that out. There is a lot of good bits of information in there. We covered the overall crypto market. We covered topics such as the capture system, which was apparently failing. I did a full video on that as well, and we also looked at the whole situation with bots. Are there a lot of bots? If not, then like, why are people complaining, etc. And we also looked kind of into the tokenomics as well. Some people are like complaining about the tokenomics, certain people, so we just wanted to go through as much as we could, so definitely check that out. Now, with the point of the upcoming licensing expo, so this is an expo that's going to be happening between the 24th and 26th of August. It is a fully online event. It's not quite like Comic-Con, where it's an exhibition where these kind of license owners, these licensors, can sell their properties to people who want to use that license in something. So obviously it makes sense for VeVe to be there. Now in the kind of attendee list, I found Bilyeu. So Bilyeu is going to be attending this, and that kind of puts things into an interesting bit of perspective, because when we look at the list of exhibitors, knowing that Bilyeu is going to be there, from there we can start to see and make connections. So if I just go straight to the exhibitor list now, I believe this has grown from since the last time I looked at it, which was about a month ago. So we have quite a lot of big exhibitors on this list, quite a lot of interesting ones. So if I just scroll down, we know that Bandai Namco is on here. That's a huge one. If I just keep going, I saw some other really interesting ones as well. Let's see, we have, oh okay, we got Epic, that's quite a big one. Funimation as well. We have let's see, Mattel. Okay, so Mattel's there. That's another one they have. MGM Studios sounds familiar. Where have I heard that? MGM. We got Pokemon Company. We have Sunrise, that sounds very familiar as well. Tokidoki, we've got that here. Lamborghini, we've got Ultraman, Warner Brothers, WWE. So a lot of these we know are confirmed, a lot of these are speculated, and a lot of these we have no idea. They may just randomly appear one day on VeVe. So again, if you just want to get involved, you can register and you can kind of like join in the talks and stuff. Obviously there won't be any kind of drops related to this, just because this isn't a Comic-Con, it's a licensing expo. But if you do join in, you can listen to the talks. That might help you kind of gauge a little bit on what we could be seeing potentially come to VeVe. But it's a month away. If you have time for that, then it'd be pretty insightful. Another one that I just want to touch on is there have been a lot of people announcing things on behalf of Ecomi. Outside of the announcement that myself and Wannabe Champ did, people don't really announce things officially on behalf of Ecomi. So again, this crypto news person who was saying, you know, they've got like some news about. Okay, so initially I think they made a post saying we have some really bad news that we're going to release on Ecomi, blah blah blah, and then yeah, it's just nonsense there. And then Reese finally replied to one of these. So you know, well done to Reese for calling these guys out. Would love to know what these sources are, considering that's just not how it works. Yeah, so there's a lot of people kind of talking about, you know, upcoming things, like announcements, these reveals that are gonna, you know, be really bad for Ecomi. You know, there's just loads of videos about this in the community right now, and it's just essentially just to suppress the price. This is literally the definition of price manipulation. My advice is don't pay attention to them, because the reason why they're putting out these, you know, negative articles is because they want the price to go down so that they can buy in cheaper, and then, you know, a few weeks later they're gonna start posting articles that hype up the price, and then they can essentially just sell for the difference and make a profit, and then they can repeat, and people will just literally follow this nonsense news thinking, you know, they're being clever, but that's just how it is. Now another point is, so Tom Bilyeu, I think that's how you pronounce the name, Bilyeu, he's asked people to kind of share their VeVe showrooms with them, and he is actually quite a big player in the NFT space, so a lot of people have been sharing their showrooms. But if we have a look at who he is, so we firstly just need to go to his company. So if we have a look at Neon Future NFT, so the Neon Future NFT, this itself is by Steve Aoki, and you can kind of see some of the works here. This is dropping in 91 days. That doesn't sound right. April 27th, 91 days. Maybe this is when they started, I'm not sure. Okay, well, anyway, yeah, so they've got this whole collection going on, but what's interesting is if you scroll down, you can kind of see, you know, who is behind this whole Neon Future Tech, so and the underlying company behind it, Impact Theory. So Impact Theory is a revolutionary studio that develops and produces wildly entertaining original content, focusing on themes of empowerment by bringing together some of the most talented creators, writers, and artists. The studio was started by CEO Tom Bilyeu, a filmmaker turned serial entrepreneur who previously co-founded Quest Nutrition, which reached #2 on the Inc. 500 list of fastest growing private companies and was acquired for $1 billion. So he is the CEO of Impact Theory. It appears to be, you know, a studio which develops NFTs, and now they seem to be doing kind of like comic-based NFTs. That's kind of like the new thing. So yeah, for someone it's really interesting, right? So there's someone whose own company is to do with NFTs, and they are talking about someone who should technically be a competitor, and, you know, sharing the interest in a competitor's product. That just goes to show that, you know, VeVe is not going anywhere. If anything, they're going to grow, because these competitors, it seems like they are interested in VeVe as well themselves. So there is, you know, some scope of some form of partnership or collaboration there in the future. I'm not sure what capacity that will take, but, you know, you very rarely see competitors, you know, posting about their own competitors, really. So I just found it really interesting. Now, in point of OMI, so OMI has been showing some interesting price movement. Now, we were poking along this point of resistance, we fell to close, we wicked down once we had like some, you know, that Comic-Con cancellation of VeVe news. Like, we just had this huge downtrend, and then from there we just held on this area of support, came below, fell to close above, and then we just continued, and this wick hit perfectly on this line of support. So this would have been a perfect pending buy. Now, what I suspect will happen is the FUD will continue, because we have the token unlocks coming up. So I believe the price will actually come down to this next area of support, quite possibly, and that is about 0.2 cents. So I'm going to set a pending buy at 0.2 cents, just because I believe the price is actually going to continue coming downwards, because we have quite a lot of negative catalysts. Now, I don't believe the token unlock fundamentally would do anything. I don't believe the founders are going to dump. Last token unlock we had the same thing, the founders did not dump. It's just people announcing things on behalf of the founders, you know, people saying, you know, on behalf of the founders, they will dump, but that's just not how it plays out. That's not, you know, that's not the type of game they're playing. If they do sell, it will be in very tiny increments. So I believe that just because of the FUD and people selling, that's gonna kind of amplify the effect of other people selling. We will see a bit of a pullback on the price, but we do have Immutable X coming. We have the money transmit license. We have some more, you know, bigger brands, and we have quite a lot of cool upgrades to the app coming as well. So I am pretty excited. And I know that essentially what's going to happen is this opportunity where they're using to suppress the price, it's just to load up their bags even more. So when this news does hit, they can have a much greater return on investment. So what I'm doing is I'm not selling a single token. I'm actually just buying these dips, because if I do sell, then, you know, I'm giving my tokens away to these guys that are, you know, essentially buying, but they're trying to FUD the whole project, bring the price down, so they get themselves at a better price. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to go through with you guys today. Please do like and subscribe to support the content. I'll keep you guys updated with anything else I find out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.